Looks like the Red Raiders of Spaulding High School have won the toss. They will receive. Dover will kick it away. Spaulding, of course, in their road white uniforms with red letters and numbers outlined in black. Dover in their home greens with green pants, white helmets, and a green stripe across those helmets. Traditional look for Dover, similar to what Penn State wears, only if Penn State wore green instead of blue. You understand what I'm saying there? I believe we're actually, despite the better efforts of the internet here, I think we're actually live on YouTube, so that's good to hear. And Jake Root says, I think so. So, yeah, don't ask us how we did it, but we got it on the air tonight as the officials meeting at midfield, and we'll bring in the names of the men in stripes tonight. Ref Butch Muncie. The umpire is Mike Parkin. Linesman is Mitch Mastromato. Line judge is James Joseph, and back judge is Derek Kelleher. So, once again, the rivalry renewed. One of the best rivalries in the state of New Hampshire, if not the best. Dover and Spaulding. Boy, they have battles across all different sports, whether it's hockey, football, baseball, basketball. Those games always seem to be fun, even when one team might be a little bit better. And you know, you always say throw the records out. You can certainly do that here. Spaulding would love nothing more than to get off their 26-game schneid with a victory over their arch rivals, and Dover would like to keep Spaulding right where they are, which is without a win this season. Rich Mathis has the ball on the tee, wearing number 99. And some of the dangerous players for Spaulding back deep to receive, Tyler Dickinson and Keelan Craig. And we are underway. It's a high end-over-end kick, comes down at the 5-yard line into the hands of Dickinson. Dickinson to the 25, met by a host of Dover tacklers. He'll be stopped there, and that's where the Red Raiders will take over. 1st and 10. Spaulding will really chuck the ball around. Noah LaPointe, the quarterback of the Red Raiders. His brother Josh LaPointe was quarterback of these Red Raiders at one point. And the main man to watch for as far as receiving the football is Mitchell Stokes. So Spaulding, as they will all night, comes out in a shotgun. 2 wideouts to the near side right, 1 to the far side left. It's a handoff up the middle. I believe that is Speltz down at the 31. A nice pickup on 1st down. We'll make it 2nd and about 6. John Speltz can really tote the rock. Sidelined by a concussion last year, but appears to be healthy this season. 3 wideouts once again for LaPointe, who's in a shotgun with Speltz in the backfield. On 2nd and 6, it's another handoff, trying to bounce it outside, and wrapped up after a short gain. First man to the football for Dover was Devin Cady, number 44, and then the support wave came in. I believe it was Seth Clark that finished him off, number 51. So a 3rd and 4 here for Spaulding. 2 wideouts to the near side right, 1 to the far side left. As LaPointe trying to get the defense to jump maybe. We'll now look over the sideline to get the play. No score here early in the 1st quarter. As LaPointe is ready to go and has trouble with the snap. Picks it up, going to try and get rid of it, and completes it. And that's going to be very close to a 1st down. A good job by LaPointe to improvise. Running for his life, he found Ryan Lane on the right side, and I think that's going to be enough for a Red Raider 1st down. Well, sometimes you got to improv back there, and that's what Noah LaPointe did, the senior quarterback here for Spaulding. Finding his sophomore target, Ryan Lane. As it's a 1st and 10 for Spaulding from the 39. It'll be a handoff Speltz. And spinning his way across the 40 to the 41. Short gain. It'll be 2nd and about 8. Like Normando on the stop for Dover. Green Wave coach Ken Osmond. If I'm not mistaken, this is his 22nd year at the helm of the Green Wave. As back to throw LaPointe again. Trouble with a snap, and that one actually went into a lineman's hands. And now it's fumbled, and it's picked up by, I believe that was Eric Stevens. Hard to see what happened there, but I believe that might have been deflected into a lineman's hands and then just taken away. So it's going to go as an interception, or a fumble, I should say. It'll be first down, Dover. Well, you don't see that very often. But Dover will take it first and 10. And Johnny Cantwell. It's been Johnny Rocket lately. 2 wideouts to the far side right, 1 to the near side left, and 1 back with him in the backfield. That's Devin Cady. Cantwell will hand it off. Cady's going to try and bounce it to the left. He's brought down after a short gain. That was Tyler Dickinson on the stop. So a 2nd and 8 for Dover. They've got 2 wideouts stacked to the far side right, and the handoff goes to Cady. Cady evades a tackle, gets down to the 5, and brought down about the 3-yard line. Good enough for first down yardage. It'll be first and goal for Dover inside the 5.
That play is good for our first green wave. First down.
So a first and goal for Dover. 2 backs with Cantwell in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff. No, Cantwell going to keep it himself. Dives for the goal line. He's in for the Dover touchdown. A 3-yard scamper by Johnny Cantwell puts Dover on the board. It's 6-0 Green Wave. As confetti explodes out of the Dover student section. And Dover takes advantage of the turnover. And now they line up in the gate formation. It's actually Carson Webb in the quarterback spot here with Cady behind him. And they'll take a look. They like the look they see. They're going to option it to Cady. Cady bobbles it, and he's going to be brought down. The conversion will be no good. So it'll be 6-0 Dover. So Johnny Cantwell, the 3-yard touchdown run.
9:05 remaining in the first quarter. Dover High School 6, Spalding High School 0.
And Dover leads at 6-0. I want to thank our friends at La Chapelle and Higgins for making tonight's broadcast possible. If you go visit Hoagie Higgins right in downtown Rochester for all your insurance needs, they can certainly hook you up. It's La Chapelle Higgins and Associates. You can find them online at lnhinsurance.com. So Dover will kick it away, up 6-0 here on Spalding.
Mathis is on the kick to the Green Wave.
2-point conversion was no good. And once again for the Green Wave, it'll be Richie Mathis to kick it away. Killian Craig and Tyler Dickinson back deep to receive. And once again, a high end-over-end kick. It's going to come down at the 7-yard line. This is Dickinson. Gets it outside the numbers to the 20. He'll be stacked up at about the 24. That's where Dover will take over first and 10. So the Spalding offense picked up a first down and looked like they were going to get a drive going here. They can certainly move the ball and pick up yardage in chunks, but a turnover kind of doomed them. So the Red Raiders will try again here. This time 5 wideouts, 3 to the right, 2 to the left, empty backfield for LaPointe. He's going to throw a quick out to the left side, incomplete. Intended for Speltz. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Spalding. I want to say hello to our friends on Dover Cable Access TV who are watching this broadcast on tape delay. Drew Hallett, the expert director, running the show to my right. 3 wideouts to the right for LaPointe, 2 to the far side left. And again, trouble with the snap. LaPointe in trouble. And he is going to be brought down, trying to get rid of it. That's going to be, I would imagine, intentional grounding. One of the referees in the crowd trying to help out the men in stripes. I didn't see a receiver in the area, so I'm not sure how that's not intentional grounding, but nonetheless, it's going to be second down. It's second straight play that they've had trouble with the center exchange. So 2nd and 10 for Spaulding. 2 wideouts to the right, 2 to the left, and 1 back in the backfield. On 2nd and 10, 6-0 Dover here in the first quarter. LaPointe back to throw, looking deep, and it is incomplete as good job on the bracket coverage by Dover. In the area there was Aaron Oro, as looked like they were trying to get it to Mitchell Stokes, who will be a marked man pretty much for the rest of the season here. Defenses know they are trying to get the ball to Stokes far down the field. So it'll be 4th down here, unless I missed it down. I thought it should have been 3rd. Maybe they just gave him a loss it down for the intentional grounding. Cantwell back to receive, picks it up at his own 48, dances across the Spaulding 45, and brought down at the Red Raider 42-yard line. So good field position once again for the Green Wave. They'll take over 1st and 10. Green Wave coming in at 2-2. The last time Spaulding won was actually against Dover. That was 26 games ago, though. These two teams played an epic playoff game back in 2011 here at Dunaway Field. As it'll be 3 wideouts for Cantwell, 2 to the left, 1 to the far side right. Cantwell will hand it off. Katie, big hole up the middle across the 40, down to the 35-yard line. A gain of 8, it'll be 2nd and 2. So 2nd and 2 for the Green Wave. From the Red Raider 35-yard line. Clock runs with 8:05 to go in the first quarter. 2 wideouts to the near side left, 1 to the far side right now. Man goes in motion across the formation. That's Cameron Duchesne, and Katie takes it, goes to the right side, doesn't find a whole lot of running room. Going to be 3rd down.
Hudson White, first in for the Raiders.
It would be interesting to take a time machine. Well, it would be interesting to take a time machine ever, anywhere, really, let's be honest. But back to 1906, 1907, 1908, and see what those first few Spalding-Dover games looked like. I don't think there'd be 3 wideouts and a shotgun formation, but I could be wrong. Cantwell rolls to his left, wants to throw, under pressure, now slips down, kept the knee off the ground, but he's going to be brought down for a loss. Sacked back at the original line of scrimmage, and it was Nate Hunt in on the stop for Spaulding, so it'll be 4th down for Dover. So the Red Raiders do a nice job defensively this time, and Eric Stevens will come out with a kicking unit for Dover.
Eric Stevens on the
and he can really boom it, as we were saying in the pregame show. He can really get rid of that thing. Killian Craig will drift back to his own 10-yard line to await the kick, as it's a good snap for Stevens, and he gets away a high spiraling kick. Fair catch called for and taken in by Craig at the 12-yard line. So a nice job there by Stevens. And the Red Raiders of Spaulding will take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Coming to you live from Dunaway Field on nhsportspage.com and MOSN. As the Red Raiders take over once again, 1st and 10. They've gone 0 for in their first 2 drives. 1 turnover. Here's Speltz, left side. Not a lot of room to run over there. He's brought down by a host of Dover tacklers. There's Eric Stevens in the area, as was Dylan House. Luke Normando in the area as well. It'll be, I'll give him a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Dover Green Wave marching band starts to play the Jaws theme. At least one of the sousaphone players does. And now the rest of his bandmates join him. Back to throw at LaPointe on a 2nd and 8. Ball's tipped. A nice job there, deflecting the pass by Luke Normando, getting his hand in there. Intended for Mitchell Stokes. It's going to bring up 3rd down. John Shea, the head coach of the Spaulding Red Raiders in his second season. We know you're watching this game live or perhaps on tape delay if you're watching on Dover Public Access TV. Third down here for LaPointe. He's going to tuck it away and run. Oh, did he get stacked up and drilled by Seth Clark. Big hit there. Might have lost a couple of yards. It's going to be fourth down for Spalding. So the clock running with 5:40 to go in the first quarter. And the Red Raiders will have to kick it away to Dover. Back deep to receive for the Green Wave is Johnny Cantwell along with Ty Vitko. They stand at the Red Raider 40. As the snap is bobbled and the kick is away. The punter got drilled. No flag. There's the flag. This is going to end up being a first down for Spalding. As the Red Raider punter bobbled the snap, picked it up, got the punt away, and then got absolutely drilled. So maybe a little too aggressive on the part of the Green Wave. So this should be a 15-yard penalty and a first down for Spalding. And it is Noah LaPointe that does the kicking, so that's two straight plays he's taking a lick.
The 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
So the Red Raiders will get new life here with the 15-yard penalty. 5:17 to go in the first quarter. They trail their arch rival Dover 6-0. And they'll have two wideouts to the left, one to the right, one back in the backfield on 1st and 10. As LaPointe will hand it off. Speltz cuts it back to the right side, has a hole. Now trying to bounce it outside the number. Speltz to the 35, to the 40. He dragged down at the 45-yard line, but not before he picks up a Red Raider first down. Nice piece of running there by John Speltz, the senior running back. Looked like that play was designed to go off left tackle. He bounced it to the right. There was a big hole, and he was able to pick up 15 for a first down. So 1st and 10 from their own 45. LaPointe in the pistol with a wing to his left and one back behind him. It'll be a play-action fake off his back foot. Fires it complete across midfield. Dragged down inside Dover territory is Jacob Harlan. Listed as a wide receiver. Looks more like a tight end to me, though. He's a big dude. So that'll be a pickup of about 6 or 7. Call it second and a long 3 or a short 4. Depends on your point of view, I suppose. 3 wideouts for LaPointe on second down. And this will be a handoff. Speltz trying to tiptoe his way, but wrapped up by Devin Cady. Well, Speltz trying to be patient there, wait for something to open up. And while he was being patient, Devin Cady said, and wrapped him up for a short gain. So it'll be 3rd and 3. As the Red Raiders with a little bit of a bunch formation on the left side there. They've got 4 wideouts on the left. Dover might have jumped, and now a flag's going to come in as LaPointe might have been able to draw somebody off sides there. I think it was Dylan House trying to shoot across the line early, and that's going to be a first down for Spalding.
It's a 5-yard penalty, which will result in a Red Raider first down.
So penalties, that'll make a coach have his hair go gray, and if all of it goes gray, it'll make him tear it out, and if there's no hair left, well, it'll make him stop and shout. First down for Spalding. It's going to be a handoff. Speltz off the left side, trying to barrel his way through tacklers. A pickup of about 7 or so. It'll be a first down for the Red Raiders. Now Spalding being a little more balanced here than we've seen over the past year or so. Trying to incorporate more running into their offense than maybe they have in the past. 3:06 on the clock running to go in the first quarter. Here's Speltz off the right side on second down. He's down to the 30-yard line, wrapped up there. That'll be good enough to move the chains for the Red Raiders, though. 1st and 10.
Blake Harmer in on the stop for the Green Wave, along with number number 6, Aaron Burrow.
So a 1st and 10 for Spalding at the Dover 30. 2 wideouts to the near side right, 1 to the far side left. LaPointe will roll to his left, wants to throw, in trouble, is going to dump it off, incomplete. A flag comes in. It's in the area of holding. We'll see what the call is, though. As the Zebras will conference. And holding is indeed the call on Spalding. It's going to back him up 10 yards, make it 1st and 20.
Is a 10-yard penalty against the Raiders. Be 1st and 20.
Actually, it'll be 1st and about 23 because it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So from the Dover 43-yard line, 3 wideouts to the far side left, 1 to the near side right. Red Raiders with the white S on their helmets. As LaPointe in the pistol calls for the ball. Back to throw. It's going to be a screen pass, and oof, collision right as the ball got there. Intended for Killian Craig, and I believe it was Luke Normando that broke it up.
Killian Craig is broken up nicely by Luke Normando.
They were trying to get the screen pass going, but a little malfunction at the junction there for Spalding. It's going to be 2nd and a short Uber ride. Jenchik Ritz smells these sausages being cooked somewhere and is enjoying it. Dover, they've got 3, you got 1 kid with his hand in the dirt, 3 linemen, 3 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs on 2nd and 23. Pass to the right is incomplete, intended for Stokes. So the holding penalties really kind of gotten Spalding out of their ability to run the football here. It'll be 3rd and 23. And we'll see what the Raiders choose to do here. They get enough yardage here, they might go for it on 4th down. 5 wideouts, no backs in the backfield with LaPointe. And the Green Wave will rush 4. LaPointe throws down the middle, had a man for an instant, but Cantwell came in to break it up. A nice job reading that play by Johnny Cantwell. Intended for Ryan Lane. It'll be 4th and 23 for Spalding. And not a lot of plays in the playbook for 4th and 23 unless you're the New York Jets. Then you have pages of them. But the Red Raiders will go for it here. And no, it'll be a pooch punt, but LaPointe kind of got underneath it. Had some backspin on it. Now it's going to take a Spalding roll to the 23. So they get about 20 yards of field position on the kick. It'll be 1st down Dover.
1st and 10.
So 6-0 Green Wave here on the Johnny Cantwell 3-yard touchdown run. That was earlier in the 1st quarter. Late arriving Red Raider crowd. It's a lot harder to park here at Dover High School than it used to be. So some of the fans late arriving. Cantwell fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself, has a block across the 30 to the 35, dances across the 40, pushed out of bounds there, and has to leap over his own bench. Nicely done. Johnny Cantwell's a good athlete. You go out for the track team if you can hurdle the bench like that. I don't think you can use your hands in track, though. So that's good enough for a Dover 1st down. From their own 45-yard line. Cantwell in the shotgun with 3 wideouts. Devin Cady with him in the backfield. 2:11 to go in the 1st quarter. Cantwell back to throw. Flushed out to his right under pressure. Now looks far down the field. Fires away. It is complete to the 15, 10-5. Touchdown Dover. 55 yards on the touchdown strike to tie Vitko. And the Green Wave have taken a 12-0 lead. Boy, Johnny Cantwell bought himself some time, rolled to the right, kept his eyes down the field, and saw Vitko come open late. And once Vitko caught it, that was all she wrote. Touchdown Dover, 12-0. And the Green Wave will attempt, it looks like the extra point. I think they're asking where the kicking tee is, or they're seeing if they have enough guys out there. And Carson Webb saying, we don't have enough players in the field, so Dover's going to spend a timeout.
Timeout called by the Green Wave.
So, timeout here, Dover's first timeout. But Johnny Cantwell, 55 yards on the touchdown pass to Ty Vitko to give the Red Raiders a 12-0 lead here at Dunaway Field.
13,000 non-perishable goods.
And both Dover and Spalding collecting non-perishable food items here tonight.
That's how you tackle hunger. 13,000.
And the schools have combined for 13,000 non-perishable food items. That's outstanding to hear. Every year when Dover and Spalding play each other, they get together to collect non-perishable food items, make the rivalry a little more friendly. And that's just outstanding to see. So they lined up in the gate. Now they're going to line up in a traditional formation. Webb under center, who played so well at quarterback last year for Dover, in almost a double wing set. They're going to hand it to Katie, and he will scamper in for the two-point conversion. He came off the left wing.
Two-point conversion.
That almost looked like an old Hugo Bolin play that Spalding used to run back when I was in high school when dinosaurs roamed the earth. A lot of misdirection and a handoff ending up in a two-point conversion. And Dover leads it 14-0 with 1:59 to go here in the first quarter. So we're happy you could join us if you're watching live on YouTube.
A reminder for us folks, the Mighty Green Wave Marching Band in the music department.
14-0 Dover on the two-point conversion. Jen Chick-Ruth running the scoreboard and the camera and making sure we're somehow online.
Come on out, enjoy some food.
She's doing a lot. I'm just kind of sitting here.
Enjoy the great music from bands all over
Well, if you're watching us live on YouTube, this is still a work in progress, as you've probably figured out at this point, but Dover unexpectedly is a black hole for internet usage, so you'd think we were in Lisbon or something. So Dover to kick it away back to Spalding. Richie Mathis has it on the tee, and another good kick. Taking it about chest high was Killian Craig. Gets across the 20 to the, well, still on his feet. Ball was nearly stripped out. He kept a hold of it, brought down at the 23-yard line by a host of Dover tacklers. It looked like the final man to the football was Cameron Duchesne. So 1st and 10 for Spalding. Spalding student section trying to rally the troops over on the far side of the field. I wonder if Jen Chick-Ruth at some point can get a close-up of the Red Raider students. I bet Ari Brakefield is over there shirtless. Don't get a pneumonia over there, Ari, for goodness sake. 5 wideouts for LaPointe. Is Spalding now 14-0 here. And back to throw. LaPointe fires over the middle, complete to the 30, and stretching the ball across the 31-yard line for the Red Raiders was Ryan Lane. A couple of yards short of a first down. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
For their own 31-yard line. 5 wideouts once again for Noah LaPointe. Back to throw. Looking, fires deep down the middle, has a man for an instant. It was Spelt, but coming over to break it up was Aaron Oro. Or Aaron Oro, I beg your pardon. That's going to be 3rd and 2 for Spalding. 1:14 to go in the first quarter. Four wideouts, and the handoff is to Speltz, who's stacked up at the 30. Might have lost a yard and got thrown backwards, but forward progress to the 30. It'll be 4th down and 3 for Spalding. Let's see what the Red Raiders choose to do here with 54 seconds of the clock running. And they're going to leave the offense out on the field. Deep inside their own territory. 5 wideouts. No backs with LaPointe. On 4th down, back to throw. Looks right, fires right, deflected, incomplete, and Dover will take over with primo field position.
Is deflected by number 88, Peter Ciotti.
At the Red Raider 30-yard line. Looked like it was Peter Ciotti that broke up the pass.
1st and 10 from the 30.
So a first down for Spalding. or excuse me, for Dover. .36.5 seconds to go the first quarter. Johnny Cantwell got another chance to get in the end zone here. He's been Mr. Everything for Dover these first 4 games. 2 backs with him in the backfield as he takes the snap. Handoff, and this is going to go nowhere fast as Luke Normando is brought down. Looked like it was Tyler Dickinson on the stop. It's going to be a loss of 5 for Dover. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Dover faces a 2nd and 15.
See if they run a play here before the end of the first quarter. Clock running with 13 seconds to go in the period. 14-0 Green Wave. Eric Stevens on the left side. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. 3 seconds and 2. Cantwell, I don't think they're going to get it off. They do not, and that is how the first quarter ends. With the score from Dunaway Field, it's Dover 14, Spalding nothing here on MOSN, NHSportspage.com, and Dover Public Access TV. And welcome back to Dunaway Field in Dover. Start of the second quarter. The Green Wave lead the Red Raiders 14-0. 2nd and 15 coming up for Johnny Cantwell in the Green Wave. As we're glad you can join us if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Dover Public Access TV, wherever you are. Cantwell pump fakes. There's a deep down the right side. Got a man with a step. It is incomplete. Just off the hands of Ty Vitko. He had to lay out for it. Couldn't quite haul it in. It'll be 3rd and 15. That was a nice double move, though, as Cantwell pump faked, and that caused Vitko to get just enough separation down the right side to have a chance at that, but Cantwell maybe put just a little too much air underneath that one. It'll be 3rd and 15. Probably 4-down territory here for Dover, so they don't need the whole 15 on 3rd down. Vitko goes in motion from right to left. They fake 2 handoffs, they fake 3 handoffs, and Cantwell will keep it. Gets to the 30, still on his feet, and is brought down there. It's going to be 4th and 10. So 4th down for Dover.
Brings up a 4th and 10 for the Green Wave.
And right here in this area of the field, this is where you go for it. As if you punt it, odds are you're going to punt it into the end zone and just get 10 yards of field position. So you might as well go for it. The reward certainly greater than the risk. Spaulding shows blitz here. And you know what? I think Killian Craig accidentally danced across the neutral zone. That's going to give Dover 5 free yards here. Looked like he was all hyped up to blitz. Or it might have been Tyler Dickinson. One or the other danced across the neutral zone, and that gave Spaulding a free 1st down. Well, I'd love to update you on other scores, but I can't touch my phone, and my computer's not doing any internet things, so I might have to borrow Jen Chick Ruth's phone in a second here just to get an update on what's going on around the area. 2 wideouts to the near side right, 1 to the far side left. 4th and 5 now. Cantwell fires a fastball to the right side. Caught by Vitko. He's going to get into the end zone for the Dover touchdown. Oh, that was a Johnny Rocket there from Johnny Cantwell. If Ty Vitko didn't catch that thing, it was going to kill him. It's 20-0 Dover. $25-yard touchdown pass to go with a 55-yard one earlier. And the Green Wave are rolling 20-0 over their arch rival Spalding. In to kick the extra point is Sean O'Doherty out of the hold of Carson Webb. Good snap, it's down, the kick is up. It's a line drive, but it's good. And with 11:11 to go in the first half, Dover leads Spalding 21-0.
Dover High School 21, Spalding High School 0.
So Cantwell finding Vitko once again. With 11:11, a picket fence on the scoreboard time-wise, and it's 21-0 Dover. So the gamble to go for it on 4th down at their own 30 backfires for Spalding. And the Green Wave will kick it away. Richie Mathis gets it back on the tee. Dover had some players coming late onto the field. Spalding has Concord next week. That might be their best opportunity for a victory this season. And I'll have to check and see who Dover has next week. As my internet fails me. As Mathis, a high end-over-end kick comes down at the 10-yard line. Taken there and across the 25. I believe that is Dickinson on the return. Yes, it is. That's where the Red Raiders will take over 1st and 10, trying to get something going here with 11:03 to go in the first half. Dave Haley seeing a lot of penalty markers, it looks like, in Laconia. As the Red Raiders come out with 4 wideouts. Back to throw, LaPointe fires to the right side. Looks like it may have been tipped, but complete to the right. That's Mitchell Stokes. Decent gain on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and about 5.
Stokes, driven out of bounds by Carson Webb.
Epic Newmarket leads Farmington Newt 28-0 in the Hyphen Bowl. Or maybe Farmington Newt should combine with Spalding football-wise. There's Speltz off left tackle. And he's got a gain of about 2 before he's stacked up and driven back. It's going to be 3rd down for the Red Raiders. Kennett is putting a hurting on Lebanon, up 28-0 in the first half. Good grief, Charlie Brown. There are a lot of lopsided scores early on. Summersworth leads Franklin 25-0 halfway through the second quarter. 4 wideouts for Spalding on 3rd and 4. 10 minutes to go in the first half. LaPointe fires to the right side, incomplete. As that pass is broken up by Peter Ciotti of the Green Waves, 6'2", and he elevated to knock that one down. It'll be 4th and 4 for Spalding. And they are going to go for it once again. Inside their own territory, their own 34, 4th and 4. And LaPointe tried to get them to jump, couldn't quite do so. Now, Dover coaching staff is saying do not jump off sides, whatever you do. As LaPointe, trouble with the snap, he's going to try and pooch punt it. And this is going to roll across midfield. And that'll stop at the 45-yard line. So Red Raiders a little issue with the snap there. I think they were going to try and pooch kick it for the second time. Which, if LaPointe's the punter, I don't know why you don't just, if you try to drive him off sides and you can't do it, fine. Maybe just drop him back into a traditional punting formation after that. So 1st down for Dover. 2 wideouts, 1 back in the backfield. The handoff goes to Cady on the misdirection off the left side across midfield. And he's brought down at about the 47-yard line. The gain of about 7 or 8. It'll be 2nd and short for the Green Wave.
Greenway faces
End of the first quarter, Concord leads Memorial 21-6. Well, maybe Spalding's best bet for a win will come against Memorial then. Oh, it's Cantwell fakes the handoff and gets stopped. Might have a gain of a yard or so on the option read.
second by number 2, Hunter McCann.
It's going to be third down for Dover. Going to access the NHIAA website on Jen Chickruth's phone, but she has Verizon, and that's not what you want to have here at Dunaway Field. Wishbone formation, or an inverted wishbone for Dover, as they'll hand it off left side, and still on his feet. Looked like he was going to be dragged down, but short of a first down will be Luke Normando. No gain on the play. It'll be 4th and 3. Looks like Dover's going to send out the punting unit. They give a gain of a yard. It'll be 4th and 2. Clock running with 8:09 to go in the second quarter. Now, if you were going to run a fake punt, this might be the area of the field you do it in. In plus territory here with 4th and short, 4th and 3. And they need one more player on the field as Dover. Here comes Carson Webb. So Eric Stevens back deep to kick it away. And we'll see if there's any shenanigans about here. Yeah, they'll stab it to the up man. And first down across the 40 to the 30. Aaron Oro all the way down to the 11-yard line. And you got to give me some dap for calling out that one, Jen Chickruth. Fake punt results in a first down for Dover at the 11-yard line. So back out on the field comes Johnny Cantwell. Yeah, if you're going to go for a fake punt, that's the area to do it in. 2 wideouts to the far side left, 1 to the near side right, and 1 back in the backfield with Johnny Cantwell on 1st and 10 from the 11. They can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Cantwell fires to the right. Who else? Vitko. Nice move to get in the end zone for the Dover touchdown. Cantwell once again rifled it to the right side. Vitko made a nice move to dance his way to the end zone. 3 touchdown passes for Cantwell, 3 touchdown catches for Vitko, and it's 27-0 Green Wave. 11 yards this time. 11-19. I'm going to start calling Ty Vitko 7-11 because he's always open. Drew Hallett like that one. Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 7:05 to go in the first half, Dover leads Spalding 28-0.
7:05 remaining in the first half. Dover High School 28,
and
Spalding 0.
Dover that time taking advantage of the special teams play on the fake punt to get themselves in a position to score. And they have jumped on the Red Raiders early and often. The first quarter was a 3-yard touchdown run by Johnny Cantwell with 9:05 to go in the first quarter. Then a 55-yard touchdown pass, Cantwell to Vitko, the first of 3. The 2-point conversion made it 14-zip. A 25-yard hookup, Cantwell to Vitko, made it 21-0 after the extra point with 11:11 to go in the second quarter. And now with 7:05 to go in the second quarter, it's 28-0 after the 11-yard touchdown pass, Cantwell to Vitko. So once again to kick it away, Richie Mathis got a big right leg there, gets it all the way down to about the 8-yard line. And looking for running room, not a whole lot of places to go here. Flag, I believe a flag came in. There's something yellow on the field. Tyler Dickinson was looking for somewhere to go. Now we get a flag down at about the 32.
And Dominic Spring.
And we'll see what the call is here. On a kickoff, what you normally see is a block in the back or holding. So flip a coin here. We'll see what it is. Now it's a block below the knees. So there you go.
Penalties against the Raiders.
And that's going to be a 15-yard penalty, or half the distance in this case. So that's going to march him down from the 24 to about the 12. If a blocker engages with a defensive player, you can't, a second blocker can't come in and hit him below the knees. That's illegal, and that's what the call is there. So that'll back up Spaulding inside their own 15, 1st and 10. I think I tried to mention this earlier, but if you're into football on the radio, join myself and Bob Littman tomorrow evening as UNH takes on Bryant. 5:30 for the pregame, 6 o'clock kickoff. Bob and I will be at Wildcat Stadium on the Wildcat Radio Network. On the Seacoast, it's on 96.7 FM or 9:30 AM. And check your local listings around the rest of New Hampshire. You can also find us on TuneIn Radio if you search for UNH Wildcats on TuneIn. So 1st and 10 for Spaulding at their own 12. And back to throw is LaPointe. Fires it deep down the left side, overthrows Mitchell Stokes. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Intended for number 24, Mitchell Stokes. Is incomplete.
And this is kind of the book on Spaulding is if they get behind, they will abandon the running game and they will just start taking deep shots down the field. And this is why you tend to see some of these high numbers coming out of Spaulding Red Raider games, is they will sometimes go 3 and out rather quickly when they're behind big and the other team is able to get in the end zone just as fast. There's a completion to the right side for Tyler Dickinson. Pickup of about 6, it'll be 3rd and 4. My goodness, is my internet working? Oh, I should enjoy it while it lasts. Probably ain't gonna last too long. 3rd and 4 for Spaulding, 28-0 Dover. With 4 wideouts. Back to throw is LaPointe. Looks left, fires left, got a man wide open, incomplete. A blown assignment there for Dover as Dickinson was all by his lonesome, but the pass was just a little too long as LaPointe took a big hit right after he let go of the football. That would have been a Spaulding touchdown if Dickinson was able to track that thing down, but it'll be 4th down. And again, the Red Raiders are going to leave the offense on the field on 4th down inside their own 20. And now it's going to be 4th down and 9 because one of the Red Raiders jumped, and it'll be a false start on Spaulding. And now the punting unit will come out. I believe it was Tyler Dickinson, the guilty party, and quite frankly, he might have done Spaulding a favor there by false starting. So a high snap, LaPointe gets a hold of it, gets over an end-over-end kick. That's going to bounce and roll across the 40 to about the 43. That's where Dover will take over 1st and 10. .5:55 to go in the second quarter, and Dover leads Spaulding 28-0. Here on NHSportsPage.com, MOSN, and Dover Local Access Television. Drew Hallett doing a great job producing and directing tonight's contest. Jenchik Ruth doing a nice job producing and directing it for NH Sports Page and MOSN. Thanks to our friends at La Chapelle Higgins & Associates for helping us bring you tonight's coverage. As Cantwell fakes the handoff, wants to throw right now, he's in trouble. Gonna tuck it away and just try and get whatever he can. He spilled across the 40, took a big hit from behind as that play kind of got blown up. But Cantwell did a nice job making something out of nothing. Picks up about 3, it'll be 2nd and 7. Nate Hunt in on the stop. It's not easy to track Johnny Cantwell down. Excellent basketball player as well. Saw him out at last week's UNH game against Rhode Island. As 2 wideouts to the far side left, 1 on the near side right on second down for Dover. Cantwell back to throw, looks, fires down the middle, trying to find Stevens, but just overthrew him. Incomplete will be third down. But Cantwell, I'll tell you what, does a nice job going through his progressions there. A lot of high school quarterbacks will focus in on one receiver and just stare a hole into him. Cantwell there went to 3 different reads before he came back to Stevens over the middle and just overthrew him. So it'll be third down for Dover. Two wideouts to the far side left, 1 to the near side right, and 1 back in the backfield with Johnny Cantwell on 3rd and 6 from the Spalding 38. Cantwell takes a snap, looks, steps up, avoids 1 hit, dumps it off, complete to the 30. That'll be good enough for a Dover first down. Carson Webb, who was the quarterback last year. And last year before the season, it was either going to be Cantwell or Webb. And after the first game, Carson Webb kind of took over the starting job and never gave it up. This season, it's been Johnny Cantwell and Carson Webb now in a receiver's role. And Carson Webb was very good last year for Dover as well. So Johnny Cantwell has had a good season here. From the 30, 1st and 10, he'll dump it off to Vitko. Vitko trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll get there and no further, 2nd and 10.
Cantwell's pass is complete.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. From the 30 for Dover. 2 wideouts to the left. Ty Vitko to the near side right. And Devin Cady in the backfield with Johnny Cantwell. On second down, Cantwell back to throw. 3-step drop. Looks. Fires left. It's Webb. Ooh, can't quite haul it in.
Cantwell's pass intended for number 5, Carson Webb.
Off the hands of Webb. If he grabbed it, he was going to score. Instead, it'll be third down for the Green Wave. And again, that one just off the hands of Carson Webb. He's going to see that one in his sleep tonight, that's for sure. Spaulding trying to rotate some defensive linemen in and off the field here on 3rd and 11. 4 wideouts for Johnny Cantwell. Back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Fires down the middle. It's a wobbler. Caught. Vitko. Touchdown. Stop me if you've heard this one before. 31 yards this time. And Dover has taken a 34-0 lead on Spaulding. 4 touchdown passes for Cantwell. All of them to Ty Vitko. And a very important extra point for those in the media here. And we'll tell you why if it's good. High snap, Webb gets it down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 3:56 to go in the first half, Dover takes a 35-0 lead. Now, why was that extra point important, you are asking? Well, I will tell you. It won't take effect until the second half. However, if a team goes up 35 points on another team in high school football, in the second half, that will enact running time. And it goes more for the newspaper writers than those of us doing broadcasting, but newspaper writers love it when a game goes to running time because that means the game's going to get over earlier. They have an easier time hitting their deadline. And also, when a game gets a little bit out of hand, you kind of run out of things to talk about. So the media doesn't mind it when games go into running time. We're being 100% honest here. I don't think you'll see many Dover fans, though, leave early, even though they have a big lead on Spalding. Anytime you can kind of put a hurting on your rival, you stick around for that one. There's a high end-over-end kick that comes down at the 8-yard line, bobbled there, and now trying to get a hold of it is Killian Craig, picks it up, gets to the 10, to the 15, and that is where he will be brought down. And that's where Spalding will take over 1st and 10. Let's see if the Red Raiders try to go back to that running game. Mike Lynch, I'm not sure if Mike Lynch is here or if he's watching on YouTube, but he says, hey, tell him to cover that Vitko kid. Well, that's easier said than done, Mike.
I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Haigh.
There have been times when Vitko has been well covered, and once he's caught the ball, he's just made a couple of moves that have gotten him free. So 4 wideouts for Spalding here, with 1 back in the backfield. Back to throw LaPointe, going to fire it left. It is incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
LaPointe's pass falls incomplete.
Taking a look for Dover. Now, Dover is, well, they're up 35-0 here. I don't want to say the game's over, but they're looking good to improve to 3-2. Next week, they host Manchester Central. Central can score some points, but they also give up a ton. That's an opportunity for Dover to maybe get themselves to 4-2. And who knows what's going on with Exeter right now. They're 2-2. They've got Bedford tomorrow. They could be staring 2 and 3 in the face as Spalding will spend a timeout here. So let's look ahead for Dover. Let's assume they're going to win tonight. And by the way, Dover played Goffstown tough. They hung around with Winnicott for the first half before Winnicott kind of put on the Jets. Those are 2 of the top teams in the state. They're going to play, I believe, tomorrow, and the winner of that game is going to have the driver's seat to kind of host a playoff game or 2 and get themselves to Durham. They beat Concord up 48-30. They beat Manchester Memorial soundly 34-7. Dover lost to Goffstown 27-20, by the way. So this is going to be a Dover victory, it looks like, unless something really wacky happens in the last 2 quarters of this one. 2nd and 10 here for Spalding. We'll continue with Dover's schedule coming up in just a smidge here. As it'll be a handoff, Speltz up the middle. Speltz to the 20. Brought down a little bit shy of a first down, going to be 3rd and 2. Dover's got Central next week. That's a winnable ball game for Dover. Let's say they win that, get to 4-2.
Speltz with another carry.
As some fans in the crowd shouting directly into the outside microphone. That's always nice. So 3rd and 3 here for Spalding. Clock running with 3:10 to go in the first half. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle of the second wave. And the ball might have come loose. I think Dover's got it. Dover's saying they've got it. The referees say they've got it.
Fumble is recovered by the Green Wave.
And the Green Wave will take over first down inside the Spalding 25. Everything going right for Dover this evening.
The Green Wave will have a first down.
So let's say they beat Central, speaking about Dover again.
24-yard line.
That would get them to 4-2. At Exeter, listen, you never know. Exeter's kind of having a down year. When's the last time Exeter was 2-2? That certainly won't be easy, but maybe not the L you might have penciled in for Dover at the beginning of the season. 1st and 10 for the Green Wave. And the handoff, jet sweep to the right side across the 20 to the 15 to the 10.
Cam Duchesne with the carry.
That's Cam Duchesne who's brought down, but not before he picks up a Green Wave first down.
The result of that play is a Green Wave first down.
And Dover on the 21st goes to Bedford. That's a tough game, but Bedford maybe not the unbeatable juggernaut they've been in past seasons. And the Green Wave will end up the season at home for Portsmouth. So 6-3 is not an unrealistic goal here for Dover, despite the fact they started off the year 2-2. Here's a 1st and goal from the 10. Cantwell bobbles it, now pitches to the left side. It's Katie. Katie cuts it back, ran into his own blocker, bounces off him, and rumbles in for the touchdown. Well, Cantwell had a little trouble corralling the snap, but once he did, he was able to get the pitch off to Devin Katie, who bounced off his own blocker and rumbled into the end zone for a Green Wave touchdown. 10 yards for big old number 44. And Dover leads at 41-0 here with 2:19 to go in the first half. Webb with the hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good from Sean O'Doherty. And with 2:19 to go in the first half, Dover rolling. It's 42-0.
42, Spalding High School 0. There is a flag on the play.
And a flag comes in late. It's going to be, it might be a taunting penalty there on Dover.
We have an unsportsmanlike penalty.
Devin Katie's kind of pleading his case to the officials, but I think Ken Osmond is talking to the official as well, saying, yeah, you might have caught the second part of that exchange. But, you know, what happens when two players tussle, the referee usually sees the second one. And now I think Coach Osmond is saying to Devin Katie, hey, you got to be smart. In any event, 42-0 Dover. They'll have to kick off from their own 25-yard line after the 15-yard penalty. Looking ahead at Spalding's schedule, next week they host Concord, and then they host Manchester Memorial. Those are the two chances, I think, for Spalding to get a win this season. Concord having a rough year. Memorial having a really rough year. Spalding, of course, is on their way to their 27th straight defeat, so if you're the Red Raiders, you might be looking at those two games saying, maybe here's where we can get it done. So Richie Mathis to kick it away once again for Dover. High end-over-end kick. It's going to come down at about the 25. Now across the 35 to the 40. Bouncing it to the outside. Ooh, taking a big lick. Was Nolan McCann. And that was Parker Colby. Trying to make a statement there. Let's see, what year is this? This is 17. He's a junior. Dover lists the year of graduation on their roster, so I had to do a little math there, which is dangerous for everybody. He's a junior, and a nice hit there. So 1st and 10 for Spalding. Good field position for the Red Raiders, the 2:10 to go. As looks like we have a new quarterback. That's Hunter McCann, and he's brought down for a loss. As he tried to tuck it and run. It'll be 2nd and 13. So right now in Division I East, Winnicott's at 4-0, then Exeter, Portsmouth, and Dover all at 2-2. Spalding sitting at 0-4. 4 wideouts here for McCann. Handoff Speltz up the middle, no gain. Dover say they recovered the football. I think the refs, yes, they're agreeing. So Dover recovers another fumble. And the Green Wave will take over 1st and 10 with 1:29 to go in the first half. And you know the Dover kids would like to pour it on Spalding. Certainly taking on their rival here. And nothing's gone right for the Red Raiders here this evening. Cantwell under center here, and he'll hand it off. Breaking one tackle, and trying to run away from the second one was Luke Normando. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, might have gained a half a yard, it'll be 2nd and 10. And Cantwell will be in no hurry to get a playoff here, up 42-0 late in the first half with the clock running. Now, Dover last year, they had a lot of talent. They didn't have a ton of depth. They just came up maybe one game short against Nashua South. I think that we had that game on MOSN last season at the end of the year. That was a turnover playing game as well. Here's Katie, sweep to the right, and got brought down, heads up.
Devin Katie on the carry.
And Katie might be a little shaken up. I'm surprised.
Craig for the tackle.
We didn't see a flag come out for a horse collar there. Might not, well, Devin Katie's jersey's almost all the way off. But, and I believe it was Killian Craig. Might not have got the hand all the way into the jersey to draw the flag, but a dangerous play nonetheless whenever you get dragged down from behind like that. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for Dover. Anyway, Red Sox trail the Houston Astros 1-0 at the end of 3. If the Red Sox win, they can clinch the East tonight. As here's a handoff to Vitko. Vitko cuts it back up the middle. Nice spin move. He's going to be close to first down yardage. And based on the far side linesman, it looks like they've got it. He's saying to stop the clock. That would indicate that it should be a first down. And now let's say to wind the clock is a little bit short. Dover doesn't have to run another play here on 4th and inches. Let's see if they elect to do so, though. 7 seconds and 6 in the first half. Gamwell's going to sneak it. He's got a first down. He'll be brought down there, and that will do it for the first half. At the end of 2 quarters of play, it's certainly been a tsunami. That's what the Dover student section calls themselves. 42-0 Dover here on MOSN, NHSportsPage.com, and Dover Public Access TV. We'll do now. Both bands are going to head out to the field. Spalding will be first, then Dover. We'll turn it over to the sounds of both marching bands. If you're into that sort of thing, enjoy that at home.
Out of darkness we have come to join the morning sun, up to rise, to live, and then westward ho once again. For we take to heart and put to test those wise words of Horace Greeley. Go west, young man. Go west.
Think twice.
Is that really the kid?
Henry McCarty. Stay calm. The rest behind you values.
What shall we do?
I'd think twice if I were you. Not the law in these parts.
Quiet, Sheriff. Empty your pockets. No one gets hurt.
Not sure what I'd have done if I hadn't met you.
I know.
We shall starve and freeze and suffer. We shall die at tame lands. But we're going west tomorrow with our fortune in our hands.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Dover High School is proud to present the 2017-2018 edition of the Mighty Greenway Marching Band and Color Guard. Thank you. The band is led on the field by drum majors Emma Gibbons and Colin Else. The Color Guard captains are Addie Dugmore and Garrett Hughes. This evening, the band will perform selections from The Phantom of the Opera, beginning with Phantom of the Opera's main theme, followed by Masquerade, featuring a duet by Stephanie Pixley and Miles Clemens. To conclude, the band will perform a medley of songs from Phantom, which will include a trumpet solo by Liam Cox. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Mighty Greenway Marching Band and Color Guard.
All right, folks, welcome back to Dunaway Field in Dover. Great job by both marching bands. Marching bands don't cut the shows short for anybody, by the way. Anybody, anytime. And Spalding will see if they can get something positive going here in the second half. Dover with a 42-0 lead. We will go to running time for the second half. Johnny Cantwell with 4 touchdown passes and a touchdown run. You might not even see him in the second half. Might just see some of the second units out there for the Green Wave. Looks like it was Ryan Bernier for Spalding to kick it away, if I saw correctly, number 44, a sophomore. So once the ball is kicked, we'll go to running time, and it's a squib kick handled by Dover at the 47-yard line, and that's where the Green Wave will take over 1st and 10. So we'll go to running time, and the clock will only stop for turnovers, injuries, penalties, and scores.
Recovers the onside kick.
I believe the clock should be running here. Yes, it is.
The 47.
So, believe it'll be Carson Webb at quarterback, and really, you talk about a second unit, that's a pretty darn good second unit quarterback. He's the kid that got some All-State consideration last year as quarterback of the Green Wave. And whoa, snap goes way over his head. Might be a second unit center in there as it's recovered all the way back to the 27-yard line. That's going to make it 2nd and forever for Dover.
A little high.
And by the way, our PA announcer tonight is baseball coach John Carver, who is, first of all, one of the nicest guys on planet Earth. Let's just say that. Second of all, he's a darn good baseball coach too. Dover getting to the semifinals last year. They fell to Bedford in the semifinals, and a pretty good game you heard on MOSN. 2nd and 27 as the pass goes to Vitko to the right side. He's across the 30, dragged down at the 35-yard line. Going to be 3rd and a mile here for Dover. 42-0 Green Wave. And John Carver is, Dover baseball is always in the mix every single year. Spalding baseball too. 2 teams played on opposite sides of the bracket in the tournament last year. Both teams got to the Final Four, but both lost in the semifinals in baseball. Here's 3rd and 22 for Dover. Carson Webb with 1 back in the backfield. Back to throw. Fires down the left side. It is incomplete. Bracket coverage there on Parker Colby. And it's going to bring a 4th down, and the Green Wave will punt it away. Talked to Coach Carver during halftime. I said, how's the baseball squad going to be next spring, Coach? He said, well, we graduated a lot of our pitching, so we might need to win a lot of 9-8 ball games. And I said, well, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. A win is a win is a win. So here's Eric Stevens to kick it away. Running clock, so there's 9:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Stevens takes the snap and gets away a nice-looking kick. It bounces at the 35. Will take a Green Wave roll inside the 25, down to the 22. It's down there, and that's where the Red Raiders will take over 1st and 10. So Spalding will look to get something positive going here. They're down 42-0 to their rival Dover. And they'll try to see if they can get some positive momentum headed into next week's contest against Concord. And it'll be Hunter McCann out there at quarterback once again for Spalding. 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. 4 wideouts for McCann on 1st and 10, and he will hand it off. This looks like Speltz trying to bounce it to the right side. Speltz will be stacked up. Now he's trying to go the other direction, and we'll see where they mark him down because he was stopped, but I think he, on his own accord, reversed his field, so we'll see where they mark him down. It looks like a loss of just 1. So 2nd and 11. Took a look at other scores during halftime, and everything is a blowout tonight. I haven't seen one game that's even remotely close. Epic Newmarket was beating Farmington Newt 60-0 at the half. As that pass incomplete to the left side, it'll be 3rd and 11. Teams first met in 1906. And contrary to popular belief, I was not around for that one. 2011 and what was in the Division II semifinals. There were 6 divisions then. They played the Division II semifinal. I'll tell you about that one in just a moment. 3rd and 11 here. McCann flushed out to his left. Now reverses his field. He's in trouble. We'll get rid of it to the right side. It'll be, well, it's caught by somebody, looks like. Might have been intercepted. It is. And Dover will take over inside the Spaulding 30, 1st and 10. 2011 was one of the best ball games, high school football games I've ever seen. It was, Spaulding was led by, and now Sam, what was his last name? Good grief. I can't even remember at this point. It was 6 or 7 years ago. All right, here's Carson Webb with a triple fake and then does hand it off finally to Cam Duchesne, who stacked up for a loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Tyler Zabkar was the quarterback for Dover, and Dover won on a last-second field goal, 24-20, 24-21, I should say, to advance to the championship game. They eventually lost to Bishop Girton for the D2 title, but Dover got up 14-0 in that game. Spaulding tied it up at 14, and Dover took a 21-14. Then here's a handoff sweep to the left side. This is Jace Woodman, and he's brought down after a pickup of a couple. Jace is a junior, 5'9", 165 pounds, wearing number 48. It'll be 3rd and 9 for Dover. There must have been, on that day, and that was a warm November day. They played a Saturday day game here. There must have been between 5,000 and 6,000 people here at Dunaway Field. I mean, you couldn't squeeze yourself anywhere here at this field. Here's Webb on the keeper up the middle, going to be stopped short of a first down. That was just an amazing atmosphere. The ball game was tremendous. And Spaulding that year had started off 0-4 and rallied to make the playoffs. I think they won their last 5 games that season to make the playoffs.
In on the tackle for the Raiders.
And you can imagine Dover and Spaulding being high-quality teams meeting in a playoff game. When both communities, virtually everybody in the community came out to see that game, and if not, they listened to it. That was a terrific day of high school football here at Dunaway Field. Here's Webb on 4th down, the option to Woodman. Woodman's got a first down across the 10-yard line. And that'll be a 1st and goal for Dover. So the Green Wave go for it on 4th down. Under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter in running time. Dover leads 42-0 over their rival Spaulding. I remember some guys from both those teams. Colin Shaughnessy was a good player for that Dover team in 2011. There's the handoff to Woodman. Finds a seam in the middle, looking for the goal line. I think he's a little bit short. Brought down at the 1-inch line. It'll be 2nd and goal. So Dover on the doorstep here, trying to make it a 48-0 lead. Carson Webb will go under center, look for a quarterback sneak here. On 2nd and goal from the 1. Man comes in motion. There's Webb with a sneak. Left side, is he in? Touchdown, Dover.
Carson Webb with a touchdown run.
And that makes it 48-0 with 3:56 to go in the 3rd quarter. So Webb into the end zone. And we'll await the extra point, which could make it 49-0 here. Into attempt is Sean O'Doherty, junior place kicker. High snap, Webb gets it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
O'Doherty's kick's up and good.
So with 3:56 to go in the 3rd quarter, Dover in command here, 49-0. And it's really been Dover all night here. I'll recap some of the scoring for you if you're a Green Wave fan. And by the way, not a lot of Green Wave fans have left here tonight. Like I said, anytime you can kind of give your rival the business, you like to stick around for that. See, it was Johnny Cantwell that opened the scoring with a 3-yard touchdown run. That was in the first quarter, made it 6-0 after the 2-point conversion was no good. And later on in the first quarter, Cantwell hit Ty Vitko for the first of 4 touchdown passes. The first one, a 55-yard strike. 2-point conversion was good on the run by Devin Cady. That made it 14-zip. 25-yard touchdown pass in the second quarter. Webb to Vitko made it 21-0. They would hook up 2 more times in the second quarter. There's a high end over end kicking in English, taken at the 15 to the 20-25. Brought down there is Tyler Dickinson, and Spaulding will take over 1st and 10. We have the clock running and 3:40 to go in the third quarter. So Carson Webb hit Ty Vitko in the second quarter for 25 yards, 11 yards, and 31 yards, all touchdown passes. Extra points were good on all those. That made it 35-zip. There was also a 10-yard touchdown run from Devin Cady in that second quarter, made it 42-0. The route was on, and then you just saw the Carson Webb 1-yard touchdown run. Extra point good to make it 49-zip, and Spaulding will try to get some positive momentum going on offense. There's a pass over the middle. McCann completes it. And that looks like it was Jacob Harlan on the catch. A pickup of about 4, be 2nd and 6. Four wideouts once again for Spaulding. But it's such a departure for Spaulding these last 2 years to run a wide open offense. Over the past 5-6 years, they'd run that double wing offense, similar to what you might see Georgia Tech or Navy run. There's Speltz trying the right side, no gain, it'll be 3rd down. They had a little success with that. Well, a lot of success the first couple of years. And now they run something Hugo Bolin never would have dreamt of drawing up when he was the Spaulding coach for so many years. 4 wideouts here on 3rd and 7. McCann looking deep down the middle, fires, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Aaron Arrow. He's across midfield to the 40. He's got a lane on the right side to the 30. Gets a block to the 20. Another block to the 5, 10. Oh! Took a big hit, and a flag comes in, and yeah, we might see an ejection here, and that might be warranted. Down to the 2-yard line, and it looked like Nate Hunt there went high with the hit. You heard the crowd go oof, and so did I, and well, that's the type of hit they're trying to take out of football. That's just frustration there, if I can try to read the mind of the player. And flag came out of the 2-yard line. Normally it'd be 15 yards, but this will be half the distance to the goal. It'll put it down at the 1 as the referees talk this over. The clock had stopped momentarily because it's supposed to stop for penalties, and the refs down the field said to run it. Now in college, they could take a look at this on a replay for perhaps targeting. Now in high school, of course, they don't have that luxury, but that looked like the Spaulding player went high. And they're going to pick up the penalty flag. That's surprising. I mean, it looked pretty clear from up here that the Spaulding player went high there. And you're not supposed to, a blow to the head is supposed to be a penalty in high school. But in any event, 1st and goal for Dover from the 1. And I think Ken Osmond wanted an explanation there. And I think he's entitled to one because that looked clear as day from here. This looks like Alex Bostrom in at quarterback, number 15, and fakes the handoff, looking for the end zone. He's brought down short, and it'll be 2nd and goal, and that'll do it, I think, for the third quarter. After 3 from Dunaway Field, it's Dover 49, Spalding nothing as the clock will roll down to triple zeros. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter. This is high school football on MOSN, NHSportsPage.com, and Dover Public Access TV. That was one of the dirtier hits I've ever seen.
I know.
Welcome back to Dunaway Field in Dover, New Hampshire. Justin McIsaac with you. A cast of thousands up here in the booth. As Dover, start of the fourth quarter, faces a second and goal from the 1. New quarterback Alex Bostrom, I believe, related to Tegan Bostrom, who's a pretty good softball player for Dover. If I'm not mistaken, is that correct? I'm being told that's correct. And Bostrom fumbles a snap. Looks like Spalding has hopped on top of it.
Fumble is recovered by the Raiders.
And
First and 10 at the
that'll be a first down for the Red Raiders. They'll take over at their own 8-yard line. So, well, Bostrom getting a little time at quarterback here. Looks like he's the third-string quarterback behind Carson Webb and Johnny Cantwell. And, you know, sometimes those guys don't get a lot of opportunities in practice to handle a shotgun snap like that, and those things are going to happen. But that's why, you hope for a chance to get out there and try those things under live fire. I'm sure young Mr. Bostrom will learn from that. First and 10 for Spalding. And I believe it is still Noah McCann out there at quarterback. And he will try to run to his right and be brought down for a loss. It'll be second down. 49-0 Dover. We're under running time rules here in the second half. And we'll see if we can find any more scores for you. Salem has finished off Alvern 42-0. McCann fires out to the right flat. It is incomplete.
Nice defensive play. Pass is broken up by number 48.
And I believe the intended receiver was number 8, Tyler Stevens. In on the coverage for Dover was Jace Woodman. It'll be 3rd and 11 for Spalding on their own 7. Nashua North leads Merrimack 38-14. There's a run to the left. Speltz, not a lot of room to run. Did he get out of the end zone is the question. It looks like he did. So it'll be 4th down for Spalding. They'll have to punt it from inside their own end zone. Sox trail the Astros 3-2 into the 6th inning. Kennett has finished off Lebanon 42-0 in Division II. As Spalding has sent the punting unit out. And here's the kick. I believe that's LaPointe to kick it away. It's a high kick that will be taken in for a fair catch by Ty Vitko. Just inside the 30, that's where Dover will take over 1st and 10. So Dover's going to improve to 3-2. This will be their 3rd straight win, and they've got a winnable game next week against Manchester Central. So a chance for Dover to get to 4-2, and You know, they'll be the biggest Bedford fans you ever saw tomorrow when Bedford takes on Exeter. Trying to get Exeter to 2-3, which hasn't happened. Geez, I don't think since I've been alive that might not have happened. But, well, I think the first year Exeter went up to Division I when there were 6 divisions. They lost every game they played, and then they came back the next year and won every game they played and won the state championship. I believe that was 2011. They lost every game they played, and then 2012 they won every game. I'll have to double check that, but sounds about right. In any event, Alex Bostrom is out at quarterback, and Spalding is looking to blitz here. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left, as Bostrom calls for the snap, takes the handoff, now gives it to the man coming around the wing. This is Dylan Murphy, and Murphy's brought down at the 25-yard line. Murphy, a 5'10 junior, 160 pounds. Pick up a 4, it'll be 2nd and 6. Well, Dover did what they're supposed to do tonight. When you're facing an opponent you're supposed to beat, you put your foot on the gas and you don't let them up for air. You don't want to give an underdog a fighting chance to think they're in the ball game, and that's what good teams do. They beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and that's what Dover has really done here tonight in all 3 phases of the game. Got a nice special teams play on the fake punt. Got some excellent quarterbacking in the first half from Johnny Cantwell. And there's Bostrom, barely gets the handoff away. And forward momentum, if you can call it that, stopped at the, well, they'll give him forward progress to the 30, so a loss of a couple, loss of 5. It'll be 3rd and 11. Clock still running with 7:15 to go in this one. Well, this Dover team could be dangerous down the stretch. Central at home, at Exeter, at Bedford will be a tough one. Home for Portsmouth. Realistically, best case scenario I think for Dover is they win 3 of the last 4 down the stretch, finish at 6-3. Is that enough for a playoff spot? Well, maybe. Maybe. It wasn't quite good enough last year, but we'll have to see. Bostrom back to throw, flushed out to his right, looking downfield. Now he's going to tuck it away and run across the 35. Trying to get to the sticks. It's going to be close. We'll see where they mark him. The chain gang over there running for cover. Can't blame him. A lot of big dudes running at him. I think he's going to be a half a yard short, not even. Oh, no, he's got it. First down. I saw the 4 come out on the stick marker, but referee indicates first down. So nice run there by young Alex Bostrom. Not so young, I guess. He's a junior. Well, he's younger than me. But who's not here? So this game coming on a couple of different platforms. It's live tonight on MOSN and NHSportsPage.com. And on tape delay on Dover Public Access TV. So give a shout out to our esteemed directors. There's a handoff on the jet sweep to Woodman. He's got a gain of 3 or 4. It'll be 2nd down. Jen Chick Ruth keeping things running on NHSportsPage.com and MOSN. And we've got Drew Hallett on the 1s and 2s over here for Dover Public Access TV. If you go to any kind of Dover sporting event, Drew is like the mayor of Dover athletics at this point. Peter Watton might be the athletic director, but Drew's at everything. He runs the Instagram account. Is it you that runs the Twitter account? He runs the Twitter account. He's throwing T-shirts around. He's DJing. He mops the floor afterwards. Kid does it all. There's a high snap, and there's a smart play there by Tyler Dickinson. He picks up the fumble after shoving the quarterback, and he is off to the races. That is going to be a 90-yard fumble return for a touchdown. The Red Raiders get on the board here late in the 4th quarter. So a 90-yard fumble recovery, a scoop and score there for Dickinson.
Tyler Dickinson with a touchdown run for Spalding.
And the Red Raiders get on the board. It's 49-6. So the key there was Bostrom had a little trouble with his snap, and then Dickinson came over, and rather than just falling on the ball, he pushed Bostrom out of the way and then scooped up the ball. Kind of a heads-up play there by Dickinson. So Spalding will go for 2 here. Why not? Trying to make it a 41-point game. Here's McCann, flushed out to his right, fires in the end zone, just over the outstretched arms. Mitchell Stokes, incomplete.
4:36 remaining in the game. Dover High School.
But Spalding gets on the board, 49-6 Dover with 4:36 to go in the fourth quarter. Well, stay tuned to nhsportspage.com tomorrow as Jen Chick-Ruth and Dave Haley will be at St. Thomas High School. Big Division II battle as St. Thomas takes on Wyndham. Those two teams played a couple of state championship games. Not last year in 2016, but the 2014-2015 Division II title games featured the Jaguars and the Saints, and both teams got a state championship out of those two encounters. The teams actually met back in the Division V state championship game. The day the Spalding and Dover were playing that Division II semifinal, Wyndham and St. Thomas were having a shootout at Dover Point. That was when they still played the state championship games at the higher seats home field, and St. Thomas came away with the victory there. It was Eric Kuma's first year at the helm at St. Thomas. He's actually the linebackers coach this year for Dover. That was when Divisions 4, 5, and 6 played the championship game. The same afternoon, Divisions 1, 2, and 3 were playing semifinals. So if you wanted to go see a bunch of great playoff games, you were out of luck. You couldn't do it. Now they got it set up a little bit better. So Spalding will kick it away, and it's an onside kick, or at least an attempt at one, and it's fallen on. I believe that is for Dover number 80.
Onside kick.
Oh, number 90, I beg your pardon. That's Ricky Jean.
Greenway will take over.
Ricky's a big dude. I don't think he's on the hands team, but he got on top of that ball to recover it for Dover. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. See, elsewhere in Division I East, Winnicott is in action tomorrow. That's a big one when they take on Goffstown. 2 o'clock start in Hampton as the Beach Boys, as they call themselves, take on the Grizzlies. And also tomorrow, Exeter is at Bedford. That's a 6:30 start. Be keeping an eye on that one from the cozy confines of the Wildcat Stadium press box. As here's Bostrom back at quarterback for Dover. Clock running with 3:30 to go in this one. Outcome pretty much decided. High snap and the handoff goes up the middle. And I believe that was Dylan Murphy on the carry. I beg your pardon. No, that was number 25, Dominic Sprague. 25, not 20. A lot of Dover players getting an opportunity tonight with the large lead. Some of the Dover fans making their way to the stands, but a lot have stayed. As 3 wideouts here for Bostrom. Will hand it off. Sprague tries the middle, pushes the pile forward. Good tough running there from Sprague. Picks up a yard, but that could have been a 2-3 yard loss, so not a bad little run there. It'll be 3rd down.
Number 50, Brendan Terry.
Coming up for Spalding, they will host Concord next week
Spalding.
at Hugo Bowling Field, and then they'll host Manchester Memorial before they go to Goffstown and then host Winnicott. A tough end of the season for Spalding. Third and 4 here for Dover, 2:22 to go in this one. As Bostrom under pressure steps up in the pocket, got a run, got a 1st down. Stiff arms the man, he's gonna go! 20, 10, 5, touchdown Dover! Well, that's gonna feel good for Alex Bostrom. A 45-yard touchdown run. That makes it 55-6 Dover. I think I said 55. Check that 45-yard touchdown run. Either way, 6 points for Dover with 2:01 to go in this one. And Dover getting some personnel out on the field there in to attempt the extra point once again. He's been a busy man. Sean O'Doherty out of the hold of Carson Webb. Low snap, Webb gets it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 2:01 to go in this one, Dover leads Spalding 56-6.
Dover High School 56, Spalding 6.
So Spalding will get the ball back and a chance to run a couple of plays here before they'll head back to the Lilac City. This is a Red Raider team that's put up some points this season. They scored 24 on Bedford, 34 on Central. Exeter was able to blank them, but Dover has done a nice job here tonight. They've allowed 0 offensive points to Spalding. They gave up the long fumble recovery, but you know, Bedford allowed 24 points, and a lot of those were while the game was still fairly competitive. So Dover defense has a lot to like from tonight's outcome. Quite frankly, so does the offense. You know, it's going to be tough for Coach Ken Osmond to find something he didn't like about tonight's game. But that's a coach's job. You got to find something to yell at your team about. And we got to get better at this. We got to get better at that. Maybe he can point to the fumble return for a touchdown and say, we got to work on that. Because you got to find something as a coach. You can't say everything was awesome. And your team gets a little complacent. Coach O's been here a long time in the Garrison City. His son-in-law Eric Kumba on his staff this year. As Dover will kick it off one more time. It's a low end-over-end kick that bounces into the hands, and the knee was down there for Killian Craig, so he'll be marked down inside the 15. Kind of fielded it on a hop with his knee on the ground, so once your knee's down in high school, you are down. So Spalding will have a chance to run a couple of plays here with the clock running late in the fourth quarter, 56-6. It'll be 4 wideouts for Hunter McCann with the 1:20 in the clock moving. I would expect they might just hand the ball off here a few times. And there's the handoff to the right side, and I think it was Ryan Lane on the carry. Nope, correction. That was number 37, who was not on my roster, so I apologize for that. Don't have a 37 on my Spalding roster, but that was the ball carrier. And it will be, once again, up the middle. And it looked like the ball was fumbled, but recovered by Spalding. Spalding was going to run one more play here, and that should do it. On 3rd and 10. Handoff will go to the right side, dragged down with authority, putting an exclamation point on the evening. And that was another player I don't have on the roster here, number 71. We don't have a 71 on the Dover roster, so going deep into the depth chart are both teams. And with 5 seconds to go, that will do it. Dover with an emphatic win over their arch rival Spalding, 56-6, the final. Johnny Cantwell, 4 touchdown passes. Ty Vitko caught 4 touchdown passes. Cantwell ran one in as well, and 56-6 is the final. Want to say thanks to Jen Chick-Ruth for producing things on the NA Sports Page side. Also to Drew Hallett for producing things for Dover Access TV. Thank you so much for watching tonight. My name is Justin McIsaac. Your final one more time. Dover 56, Spalding 6. For the whole crew up here at Dunaway Field, thanks for watching and so long, everybody.